Welcome to FirstWord Pharma's News Roundup for January the 24th, brought to you today by Senior Editor Matt Dennis. In our top news story, Johnson & Johnson's fourth quarter sales of prescription drugs rose 2.1% to $8.2 billion, with growth driven by revenue from new products. Overall sales lifted 1.7% to $18.1 billion, missing analyst estimates of around $18.3 billion, while net earnings were up 18.6% at $3.8 billion. For 2017, Johnson & Johnson said sales are expected to be in the range of $74.1 billion to $74.8 billion, reflecting growth of 4% to 5%. The forecast was lower than estimates of $75.1 billion, with Chief Financial Officer Dominic Caruso suggesting that analysts may not have adjusted to account for currency effects. In other news, US lobbying group PhRMA plans to launch a public affairs initiative on behalf of drug makers to showcase the industry's advances in science. The move comes as criticism over the cost of treatments continues in the US, with President Donald Trump recently accusing the industry of getting away with murder when it comes to drug prices. In addition, Endo International agreed to settle charges in the US that the company used pay-for-delay deals to block access to generic versions of Lidoderm and Opana ER. The Federal Trade Commission contended that Endo had reached the agreements with Impax Laboratories and Watson Laboratories to stall generic competition to the pain drugs. And finally, the FDA granted priority review to Roche's filing seeking approval of Actemra for the treatment of giant cell arteritis. The company noted that there have been no new therapies for the condition in more than 50 years. To read these and other stories in full, visit firstwordpharma.com.
Are you able to keep up with all the news and views in the biosimilars market? FirstWord's Biosimilar Index is the only dedicated biosimilar and non-comparable biologics intelligence tool available. Get ahead of your competition and learn more today.